Well, hi everybody. Today we're going to be talking about extractors. Actually, I'm showing off my 1960's Kelley reversible extractor. That was a hand crank. I just motorized it using a washing machine, or actually a clothes washing motor, pulled out of a old piece of equipment that died on me, but still had a good motor. Anyway, so let's take a walk around this thing. This thing was built in the 60's as a hand crank. Probably was state-of-the-art back then. You see it has cast iron gears on it. The actual crank would go here. It's got your clutch lever that engages the baskets and disengages, very much like the new ones nowadays. Big difference is the thing's all steel gears, and it weighs about 100 pounds the way it sits right now. And it's a workout when you're trying to extract for 2 or 3 boxes. Anyways, quick walk around. It's on a base that I purchased about 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, made by Kelley. Okay, here's the valve to dump it. Okay, I painted the inside of it with food grade epoxy paint when I first got it, so even though it looks galvanized on the inside, it is safe to use, and it's for modern day uses and all that. So anyways, let's take a walk around it. Okay, the motor actually, like I said, came out of an old clothes washer. It's a 2-speed. I stripped the motor out and I pulled the wiring harness out also, and I'm glad I did because I was able to use a lot of the wiring harness for this modification. It's a really simple installation. It's almost a flat motor with mounts on the front, so it was kind of like a pancake I put in there. I had to shim it out with some wood. This is some oak, and the hose clamps are there so I can loosen the hose clamps if I have to and adjust it up and down for belt tension. Originally I was going to put a bolt through there, but this seems to work better, and hose clamps do have a really good way of grabbing a hold of stuff. So I also had to put a chain on it to hold it down to keep it from wobbling. I did that last year. I got 2 of them, one here and one there. Okay, there's a hand truck. It's definitely a hand truck to move this old girl now. So let's fire it up. Switch is over here. I put that on a clip, so all I gotta do is just clip it on when she's running. That way I don't have to worry about a switch here. Also, when it's time to clean the extractor, I can take all of this off, take it apart at the belt, and rinse it off, and without getting the motor wet, which is nice. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, it's out of gear. There's a clutch, out of gear. So let's just flip her on and watch the motor run. Okay. Pretty cool. The motor is actually out of is a 2-speed. I can either get 1800 or 1080 RPM out of it. I'm using a low-speed half-horsepower setting on it. It's a 2-inch pulley on the bottom and a 10-inch pulley up on the top. And that gives me a 5-to-1 reduction, so that gives me about a 2000 RPM, 200 RPM up top here, which is a little fast, but actually seems to work pretty well for what I have here. Okay, you can see it's running smooth. It doesn't have any bearings, there's just bushings in here. Okay, and same with up in here. And in the bottom you have just a big plug and a base in the middle that goes back. So, as you see, it's running pretty smooth for an old pulley that I found hanging on a wall. Everything seems to work pretty good. Belt tension is good. Oh, by the way, the belt came off of a mowing deck off of a ride-on tractor that was destined for the scrapyard. So I really didn't spend a lot of money on this conversion at all. And actually, it was a free job. Yeah, shut this off. Okay, let's engage the gear. Okay, this is a reversible. Reversible means that when one side of the frame is done, you just shut it off. You can flip it back and flip it around like this, and that way you can do the other one. That way you don't have to worry about pulling the frame out and putting it back in again. Okay, so let me see if I can do this close. Okay, so let's flip it on. Make sure that's locked in. Flip this on. There's a little bit of a push to start. And here we go. I disengaged the clutch when it was running. That way it was running on its own centrifugal power, and then shut the motor off so I wasn't getting any more power to this part of the assembly, and then just let it slow down on its own with a centrifugal speed, and then I used the brake at the very end. So actually it seems like it's going to work really well. I'm kind of happy with this converter so far. I'm just trying to run it to try to debug it to see if there's anything else that's going to go on. Now, if I actually had a honey frames in here, I'd be flip this one this way, flip that one that way, and then I'd be ready to run it a second time. Okay. And one of the problems is if it reverses or flips out before it's running, it goes out of balance, which is an interesting thing that happens. Okay, let's try it again. Okay. So I think this has been a success. Everything so far has held up to what little bit of abuse I've given it. I'm hoping to do an extraction in about a week. Oh, one other thing, to make the pulley fit, I had to make a shim here. The shaft is a 5/8 and the pulley had a 3/4 inch hole here, so I just took some 1/8 inch metal, bent it in a U, put it in there. I had to leave the gap in here so you can get the set screw in here to grab a hold of the shaft to tighten everything up. But so far that worked out pretty well. I had to check it once or twice to make sure that the actual force of running it didn't knock anything loose. Tighten it twice. Now she seems to be pretty good. So anyway, so this is my new extractor, or new old extractor, and I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Have a good day. Hope your bees are doing well. Thank you. Bye.